everybody, Igne here, and we're going to do a final island update with a little bit of a lesson for everybody and something I've never done before. So let's get right into it. Alright everyone, so like I said in the intro, going to be giving you the final island update for our current Barrowlands island, and a little bit of a lesson as well with it. That's something I've never done before, but in this particular instance I think it's a really good idea that I should. Before we get into any of that, the usual shenanigans, using my code IGNE6 in Aptoid, because I'm sponsored by Aptoid, you can get anywhere from 5 to 65% off all in-game purchases. For right now, it's only available for Android, but soon it'll be available for iOS. This allows you to be able to spend less, even if you're just a casual spender and you don't want to pay the taxes or whatnot. This allows you to be able to just keep on doing your usual spending at a cheaper rate. A full description of how to do so will be down in the description down below, as well as a link to the Discord room and other links and goodies. Discord room's a great room. We often do voice calls in there. It's a place that people can go ask questions and have fun without any of the official BS. Speaking of being able to always help people out, there's still 62% of y'all that are not subscribed. I hate to be that YouTuber, it really helps out. We're actually doing a lot better to where we're kind of evening out the numbers. But there's still 62% of you that are not subscribed that continuously watch my videos week after week. Please hit that like, hit the subscribe, leave a comment. All this stuff helps me out. It allows me to know what kind of content you guys want in the future. And it helps me in the algorithm itself. Alright, so we'll get into it. First off, We'll start with the good stuff and the light stuff before I get into the rest of it. We are getting our ass completely handed to us. Shout out to DEF and DYS, MFG. They've done a great job. We're completely cut out of the tree. There's going to be no chance we don't get to it. They just honestly have way too many buffs. So it's a good game to them. They've won. And they've been really pleasant, honestly. They've been very pleasant to play against. I have not seen even once of people being toxic or anything on their side of things. It's been great to talk to them. It's just been really fun. Even though we lost or whatever, it's been fun to be able to play with good peoples. So yeah, I mean, we lost, but we're still going to be fighting every day until the end, like we always do. And, just having fun and whatnot. They're actually a perfect example of what you should be on an island as far as not being toxic and not being rude and just overall terrible people to be around. They've been very pleasant to be around, and it's been absolutely great. We'll do another little light note thing too before we get into the next part of what I am discussing in this video. Have to mess with DEF a little bit. They hit the tree early, so they had to wait a full hour. I got a screenshot of that, which I'll put up on the screen. So they had to wait a full hour. Told them I was going to put it into the video, so they knew it was coming. But no, honestly, it's been great to play against them, and it's been a great island to be a part of. Okay, so now we'll get into the other stuff. I debated for quite a while of how to do this exactly, because it's not something I usually do. If you've ever watched any of my videos, I do not call people out. I am not rude or derogatory. That's just not my style. But in this particular instance, what I decided to do is I'm going to show it as an example of what not to be to your allies and enemies and such when you're on the islands, because it has a couple different factors. If you're rude and belligerent to your allies, they're not going to want to help you. which I'll show you some cases that they have been doing so, and even accusations against Ash, which are completely not true, saying that we haven't helped at all and yada yada yada. When, I mean, if you look at personal kills, alliance kills, the whole 9 yards, it's very clear that we have been. We have been there the entire time, fighting all the way, doing everything we possibly could. We have been going until our last stamina, our last resources, everything. So accusations like that just do not sit well with me if they're not well founded. As well as just being rude in general. It doesn't matter how terrible an ally is. You don't be rude to them. You push them. Okay, so maybe they're not the best for your time set that you have to be able to have them as an ally. Okay, so what other use do they have? Okay, have them be a defense breaker, or have them be somebody that goes and gets the buffs for the rest of your camp. Don't belittle them and act rude and asinine throughout it, because then you make enemies for the future. You make a bad name for yourself that will carry, and people will talk about it. And, you know, as you see, I'm only showing a couple of the discussions that have been going on for this entire island between allies, which, if anybody, your allies are definitely the people that you do not want to be talking rude to and belittling the entire time. It's just absolutely ridiculous, and we're all adults here, or I hope we are, and that's just being a child. That stuff has, in my opinion, no place to be in any island at all. And, you know, and I will admit, after days of such behavior going on, I snapped and I got nasty myself, which I never do. And I personally got nasty right back at him with some of the accusations and stuff that just continuously were going, like, you know, like they were top of the world, etc., etc. Now, I'm purposely blurring out names and such because I do not want to call out individuals. I'm trying to make it an example as to what to not allow as an alliance. Now, the alliance in which I'm talking about, there's a lot of great people, but there's individuals that needed to be contained on what they're saying. And like I said, I myself had an outburst, and I had to have my own cool R5 come in and rein me back and be like, hey, you know, we're not like that. And it's like, yeah, you're right. My bad. But the point is that you just do not do that and belittle your people, belittle your team, belittle others, even if you're going against them, because all of that will come back to you, and people will know that you're not somebody that they want to play with. You're not somebody that they want to associate with, and that overall hurts you and your team in the long run. So anyway, again, this was a video I never ever wanted to make, but I've seen it enough times that it was something I felt needed to be done, especially since the particular alliance that did it used to be our sister alliance. And the fact of doing that when, you know, we're actually going to return to that server at one point in time. The fact of somebody that you consider part of your family doing it was just bigger reason for me to make this video. And again, like I said, I'm trying to do my best not to point out individuals or anything of that nature, but just to show that this is the kind of mentality and this is just not what you want to do. You're a grown adult. Don't act like a child. But all right, that about sums it up. And Egg is out. We'll see you in the next one. Good job, DEF, MFG, and DYS. Egg is out.